I'm back.
All right, I'm here.
What's
Hello.
going on,
Hey, is
Cozy?
that Cozy?
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Cozy, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Billy. I'm doing good. How about you, sir?
I
How
want
we
to tell
doing?
you something. I woke up at 6 a.m.
Oh, 6 a.m.
and
today.
6
Mm,
a.m. and
mhm.
I looked you up and I
Okay.
listened to a lot of your tunes and looked to
Mhm.
see who you are and um, what you do. And I'm really impressed. I'm not a hip hop guy,
Okay.
obviously, because I look like I'm in a Motley Crue tribute band. But
Right.
I wanna talk to you about something.
Yeah.
Numb My Pain. Tell me
Yeah.
about that. That's a great song.
Well, no, my pain is mostly like I think
Where
when I was
are
like
you anyway? You in a closet?
yeah, so this is like my recording room. I do everything on the closet, so I have my mic right next to me. Uh
Okay.
this is basically where I basically record most of my projects, like my album, my recent album, my
You
two
record
mixtapes.
your album in a closet.
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
You
so
kids.
yeah, like I just try my best to basically make everything, I mean, make the best out of everything that I have right now, with the resources and everything.
You do what you got to do. Listen,
Mhm.
man, when I was growing up and when I was struggling,
Mhm.
I lived on 5 cents a day.
Mhm.
Absolutely, yeah. You just got to make whatever you can, whatever your resources are. I feel like that's the mark of a true artist, right? Guys, it's
Yeah.
like you take what you got and you just kind of make it work no matter what it may be.
Yep.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I feel like I've been doing that for, yeah, since my whole career right now. Yeah, of
So
course.
tell me, tell me a little bit about you.
So a little bit about me. I'm born and raised in LA, part of South Central.
I read that.
I've been here my whole life. And then actually, once I was out of high school, I actually went to college. I was going to CSUN for a bit. I was majoring for psychology. I was a psychology major, and
Wow.
when I was doing the studying and everything, I was thinking long term. So I was like, okay, I questioned myself, like I'm letting music on the side so much that it didn't make me feel good. I feel like I wasn't really happy with what I was doing. I think I was just pursuing with what was interesting, but not something that was I really loved doing.
Right.
So I think after my 3 years, I was just like, I think I'm gonna be done with school and just really dedicate myself with music. And then yeah, I was there for 3 years. I got out and then I started pursuing music fully. Uh, yeah, just that's where I'm basically at right now.
So,
Yeah.
I was just talking to Danny a couple of minutes ago,
Mhm.
and I was telling him about a friend of mine who's kind of in your same boat. She's a country singer, so she's not a
Mm.
hip hop artist, but I think she's got really bad management
Mm.
because I look at this singer out there, Ella Langley. Do you know who she is?
LA Langley. No,
I
not
like the
really.
number one song on the charts for the past 12 weeks.
Oh wow.
You should be out there. You should be on the top 10 and not her.
Mm.
Some people take my advice and some people don't. I don't pretend to be Jesus.
But yeah, no, I'm hearing everything y'all are saying, and I'm right there with you guys. It's the idea that whatever it's going to take to make it, it's like just do it. And like you were talking about, Billy, when it comes to like an artist making it or not making it, it can come down to as much as like bad management. Bad management goes a long way
Yeah.
in stopping somebody's growth. So for Cozy, how has it kind of been navigating the world out there as a completely independent artist, having to kind of juggle a lot of things at once, where you have to kind of make your music, record your music, and also self-publish it and put it out there? How's it been juggling all that?
I feel like it's a form of, well, at first it was a little struggle. It's really understanding the process, and also the industry. But once you kind of start doing the studying and kind of understand how it really works, you start kind of organizing everything. And I felt like the most important thing is kind of building your own team behind you, because that's the thing that will make you rise up even with them. Because I feel like I'm not saying it's not impossible, but it's very difficult for you to make this on your own, if we're thinking long term. So I feel like that's what I learned throughout this process. And yeah, just really organizing everything, making sure that I have enough materials in order for me to let the people know what I'm on and always be prepared. I feel like that's one of the things that I've learned and it's actually helping me right now. So yeah, just doing everything like that.
Do you have enough for an album? Do you have an album out?
Yes, I do. It's called Glorious Purpose of a Beautiful Soul. That
Oh
album.
yeah, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, so that album, top to bottom, is basically demonstrating how I lived here in LA in South Central, like my experiences. Yeah, it's just like literally telling a little bit of my life story right there. And I wanted to just make that project for the fact that I wanted people to basically be like, this is cozy right here. This is the start of it. Even though I don't have a label or anything like that, but this is the start of what I could give you guys right now.
Cozy is actually a great personal friend of mine. He's one of my best friends, which is why we're having him on the show here today to be our first inaugural guest. But speaking on that
Awesome.
topic, yeah, and speaking of that topic, Billy, loyalty, Cozy, I know you've shared with me a lot of times where you kind of maybe have felt like you maybe have had a team, but they didn't kind of plan out as you had envisioned long term, or you've had issues where maybe somebody was disloyal to you, maybe not even in a personal sense, but in a professional sense. Has there been like things you had to overcome?
If we're talking about loyalty, I feel like yeah. I had to separate myself with friendship and acquaintances. I feel like that's understanding one thing.
Hmm.
Loyalty is a big thing. Loyalty just doesn't come overnight. I feel like loyalty is more of like you build that loyalty against each other. I had people, well, yeah, did have a team back then. I wouldn't say that they were loyal because I'm still connected with them, but I would say is the thing that we couldn't really work with is our work ethic. I feel like for me, I was always like, let's do this, let's do this. And it was mostly like they're not putting the part. So that was like kind of difficult for me to navigate and kind of be like, like I gotta do this on my own. I gotta show you guys, I gotta babysit you guys, which I'd rather not do. So instead of using that energy for other people, I would rather use that energy towards people that are actually hungry, which is I would give a shout out to Danny. I feel like once I met Danny Cano, he had the same hunger as I did. And I feel like that's the thing that was like, I need him in order for us to kind of make this happen. Because you're hungry, I'm hungry. We have the resources. Let's just do it. Like at the end of the day, it's like I tell them, it's like, let's just do it. Let's not even think about it twice. Let's just get ourselves out there. So, yeah, I would say that for sure.
Well, that's the attitude. And, I'm a little older than you, but one thing I've learned in this industry, whether it's music or television or film or whatever, and I've experienced this because I got a bit part in one of Danny's movies.
Mm.
What did I play? The drunk dad? Yeah, I either play the drunk dad or the drunk landlord or whatever. Anyway, I don't even drink. Uh, but when you surround yourself with good people, you tend to get more successful. And I learned this from a director. Do you know who Walter Hill is?
I've heard of that name. That one I have heard of
Have you
mostly.
ever seen the movie The Warriors?
The Warriors. Mm, I had to see like
Oh,
little clips of it.
oh
I'm
shoot,
that type of
man.
person.
They're a Bronx gang that gets into
Mm,
trouble. It's a great movie.
mm.
Check it out. That's
Okay,
your
cool.
assignment.
The Warriors for sure.
When it comes to your writing process, what are some of the things that you tend to draw upon? Do you like to put yourself in other shoes or write from your own personal experience?
I think it's with both. Sometimes somebody could tell me a story and it inspires me to kind of write about that. Or sometimes it does come down, like recently, what I've been into is kind of like touching in with my emotion. Whatever I'm feeling, I'll write it and record it. Because sometimes it is good to kind of like navigate your different emotions and like basically let's say you're feeling sad but you have to make a happy song, so you're gonna make that happy song. For me, I'd rather be like, okay, if I'm feeling sad, I'd rather look at an instrument that makes me feel that and just express what I feel inside. So that's kind of like the writing process. There's a lot to it too. It's just a lot of inspiration all around. It does come naturally, sometimes it does come out of nowhere. But for me, my number one rule is always write my ideas down because then like you have so much in your thoughts that sometimes the idea might vanish. So you rather just take action of that idea at that very spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I do some of my best writing at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So Cozy, how did you meet Danny?
For me, I had a situation going on, which is like I got myself out of a toxic relationship, I would say. I got myself out of a toxic relationship
Aren't
with
they all?
Oh man, yeah, it was a whole
They're
journey.
all toxic.
Yeah, yeah. It was a whole journey. I'm not gonna lie, Billy. So it was more of like it was that self-development. I'm like, okay, now that I'm out of this relationship, let me work on myself. So I started working on myself
Yep.
and
Yeah.
that's when me and Danny were talking a little bit more. And then that's when we were talking about having a session, like a studio session, like let's just try it out. And I feel like yeah, after that it just took off. We were just yeah, we were just connecting more and more. We were getting to know each other and yeah, just building that bond as a brothership that you will just yeah, grow as a team. And that's when we just started connecting more, me and Danny.
So, they say that music is the universal language.
Oh, I heard
And
that. Oh,
I've
yeah.
always believed that
Yeah.
because I could just, wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, blast some Kiss or blast some Motley Crue or anything
Mm.
that I feel. You know what I do? I listen to Schubert and watch Tom and Jerry on Saturdays.
Oh, that's fire. Tom and Jerry. That's amazing.
And you know
Oh,
what? You have to surround yourself with good people.
right.
And you have really good songs. You have a good vibe. You have a great presence.
But the thing is, when sometimes when we least expect it, that's when we find fate bring us the people in our life who are meant to be there. And I could say that with you, Billy. I could say that with you, Cozy. Is that when you meet the right people, you just know it. You just know like when you click, when you work collaboratively, creatively, whatever it may be. And so I feel like that's kind of the crux of what we're all getting at here, guys, is like when you know that you've met somebody that you want to make something happen with, you cherish that, you work on it. And with you, Cozy, when you're out there, when you're collaborating, what's something that you look for in regards to collaboration with music?
Collaborators and artists with artists, Danny.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, it's just that's a good one. I feel like it would just be like what attracts my ear. I feel like if I see something beyond what you could do, I'll for sure let you know. It's like for me, for instance, with Danny, I feel like when he first showed me his songs, I looked beyond with what he could do. And the ideas just start flowing just the way that the writing process just starts flowing, but basically with other artists the ideas start going in with their voices. So I'm like, oh, this guy could or this person could sound better with this instrument, or what if they try this, like maybe try it. So yeah, it just takes with what I hear in my ear. I feel like that's all it takes in order for me to collaborate with you.
Okay, so I'm going to ask some questions that come out of left field.
For sure,
If
Billy.
you
For
if
sure.
you had to do a duet with
Hmm.
a female singer, who would it be?
I can't really pronounce her name right, but her name is Jean Aiko. She has done songs with a lot of big artists, Jay-Z, Drake, J. Cole. She
I
has an
don't know.
amazing,
I don't know of her. Is she good?
yeah, she has an amazing voice. Her thing is so angelic. I feel like it will make a good song if I do have the opportunity with her, for sure.
So, all right. So that's a good answer.
Uh-huh.
But you would be open to doing a duet.
Yeah, of course. I'm always this is the thing with collaborators. Obviously, I did say it's because of my ear, but if somebody wants to work with me, I'm willing to work with anybody. That's no problem with me. Like I feel like as long as you have, as long as you could work on your craft and you know that you have good craft, like I'm not a person to judge with what you put out. Like I'm willing to be free with what you want to work on. So yeah, I'll be open to anything like that.
Well, that's a good point because I see in you from just a few videos and the few clips that I've listened to, you seem to be like your own person. And
Hmm.
when you start trying to emulate somebody else, that's when people say, "Oh, he's just a copycat."
Mm.
So being original and surrounding yourself with good people is, I think, a perfect move, and I think you're going in that direction.
Yeah, honestly, Billy, I'm glad that you actually said that because yeah, it was well, obviously when you're young, when you're really beginning for me in instance, I was always wanted to fit in the industry of the SoundCloud era since I came up in the 2016. That was like basically when the underground was like doing face tats and doing all these different things, right? So at that time I was just like, like that was awesome era. Like I'm trying to be like that. But then throughout the time, I started really understanding music and understanding these different artists before me, like all these old school and not even just artists, but just, yeah, artists in general, like Michael Jackson and Prince and all of these. And I'm just like, okay, like what makes them so iconic? Like, like what is the thing that made them stand out so much? And I'm like, okay, they were out of the ordinary. They were always being staying true to themselves.
Hmm.
They expressed whatever they felt, not what the industry is telling them to put out, or like what
Right.
are people doing now. Like for me, I'm like, I see that. I'm like, okay, so if I'm gonna make it out here, I want to obviously represent my people, but then I also want to be myself and like let people know that you could come from a ghetto ass place like South Central
Hmm.
but you don't have to fit in with what they want you to be. You know what I'm saying? Like gang banging and doing all these different things is cool. I mean, I don't judge, but what I'm trying to say is just like I want to build that image for people that are gonna be before me, being like, look, if I was able to make it out here and I was able to basically be myself and really do this by myself, like do this on my own, build this image on my own, then you could do it too. Because that's the point of it. Like inspiration is there for you to get inspired, but that doesn't mean that you have to basically be like them, like for sure. I would say that. Yeah.
I,
So thank you,
I,
Billy. Thank you.
I'm glad to hear you say that because that's the way it goes. Nobody hands you anything,
Yeah.
unless you're Taylor Swift or somebody, but, no, everybody has to work.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to, do their craft. You
Yeah.
know, I've been doing it for a long time. Danny's been doing it, and now you're doing it. And I feel like this is like such a great collaboration. I want to hear more stuff from you.
Mhm.
Um, Tell me, what's the next song you're working on?
So the next one, I'm actually my thing is I'm trying to really have a lot of songs in the vault. So there's a lot of different emotions, these different experiences. So my thing is just I'm just trying to really get a lot of songs in before I start releasing. It's like being prepared. Like I'm trying to have my material ready, so that way I'm already stacked in the future. I'm like, okay, this day, I'm gonna do this. Just be prepared at all times. So yeah, it just could be anything. Yeah, it depends on what I'm feeling to put out. But right now, it's just more of like I'm working right now. Like I'm locked into the work craft.
Cozy, as we begin kind of
Yes.
winding down here, if you
Hmm.
had like a dream collaboration, bro, of there's like, okay, like you could pick anything. It could even be living, it could be dead. If there's one artist out there that of all artists out there that you could do a collaboration with, who would it be?
There's many options, many options. Could I name options or do I just have
Go
to?
ahead,
Yeah.
rattle them
Okay.
off.
Okay. I know it's a lot of controversy with this guy, but Kanye West, I just feel like his art craft, if we're separating the art from him, I feel like I would like to work with him art wise. Another person, rest in peace, Mac Miller, for sure. Such a beautiful soul. Another one will be Nipsey Hussle. J. Cole for sure. Drake as well. Kendrick as well. Um, yeah, the things that I could think of. Yeah, right now.
So you want to be a billionaire and stop hiding out in your closet.
Yes, yes. This is the come up. This is where I'm gonna look back and I'll be like, I remember having this interview in my closet. But yeah, this is the come up right here. It's
Maybe
just
we'll get you a real studio someday.
But this is the thing, Bele, is like I honestly this is what I learned from books too. Is like enjoy the journey with wherever you're at. Like
Yeah.
even though I might not have everything that I need, but I am happy with where I'm at. Like soulfully, you know.
That makes me really happy to hear, Cozy, because that's the way, a lot of us grew up. We didn't have anything. We
Hmm.
just worked and worked and worked
Hmm.
until we finally got that crack, and then we made it.
Mhm.
And, Danny's going to be there soon, and you're going to be there soon.
Yes, of course. That's the only way. That's the only way. For sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
And then as we kind of wind down here, Cozy, and
Yes.
that's kind of the name of our show, bro, is going to be called Do It, because that's what we want to talk to people who they face the odds and they go out and just do it, man.
Of
Whatever
course.
that may be, whatever your passion is. And you kind of touched on it a little bit before, but I kind of want to start it to be a thing where you talk about going through tough times, getting through adversity. For anybody
Mhm.
listening that needs some advice if they're going through it, can you give us a little bit of advice that you use when you need to get through something and you need to just do it?
Of course, yes. The best advice that I could give for sure, that we should never forget until we leave this earth is work on yourself. I feel like that's the most important thing that I would say. And what I mean by working on yourself, it could be a lot of things. It's not just working on yourself. So it could be mentally, spiritually, physically, and obviously financially. But there's a lot of things to it. It's just like really find yourself, discover who you really are. If you don't know yet, then that's your journey to kind of figure out. Never forget your mental health. Mental health is very important. That's what makes you keep it going. Yeah, and yeah, really, honestly, that's the best advice I could give is really work on yourself, and that's when you could start doing it. Because you can't do these things if you're not mentally prepared or if you're not really good on your own, So that's one of the things that I would say the best advice I could give, for sure. For sure, for sure. Mhm.
It's a brilliant answer.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you can really succeed here. I like your songs. I like your look. I like your vibe. Like I said, I think you're fantastic, but
Thank
you gotta just keep working.
For sure. For sure. Thank you so much, Billy. I do appreciate that. I will for sure consider that.
And then finally, Cozy, where can people listen to your music? Where can they find you online, bro?
Yeah, they can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, you name it. Just search up Cozy Danny, Cozy, and then Danny, Danny. So you can find my Instagram, everything right there.
I
Um,
found you within a second,
yeah. And overall, yeah, I do
and it was at
appreciate
6 a.m.
6 a.m. is insane. That's awesome, though. That's awesome. Last thing I would say is that, yeah, and I really enjoy the podcast. Whoever is going to be a guest, feel free to be yourself, enjoy whatever you do, keep on being the best version of you. And yeah, this is Cozy Danny. This is my message to y'all. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any merch you can send me?
Not yet, not yet, but I do have some things in mind that we'll for sure, you'll be the
Danny's
first person.
laughing at me.
You'll be the first person that we're gonna send out
You
the
gotta
merch.
get the merch.
Sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Yes, yes. It's gonna be awesome merch too, because I have some designers that will for sure work with me. So I have so many ideas that I do want to let out. And yeah. But I got you, Billy, for sure. For sure. I got you. I consider that. Yes.
Awesome, bro. Well, thank you for being on the show. And yeah, this is our first episode of Do It. Thank you all for listening.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
Boom.
Sounds
Let's
good.
do it.